Eala finally wins over Linette to clinch semis. Youth prevailed over experience this time as the Philippines' Alexandra Eala pulled off a 6-3, 6-2 triumph against her former tormentor Magda Linette on Friday in the ASB Classic 2026 in Auckland, New Zealand. The seasoned Linette, 31, felt the power of Eala's vastly improved forehand swings as the Polish pro went down in their quarterfinal clash in 97 minutes. "I think I had a good performance today. I'm happy with how I handled the external factors, the wind, and playing Magda has always been difficult for me. She's a very solid player, very consistent," said the 20-year-old Eala, whose current ranking of number 53 in the World Tennis Association is bound to jump several places in the 40s following 3 successive wins in the Auckland tournament. "Winning 3 matches does help your morale?" "Yes," said Eala. The win put Eala in the semifinals against Chinese pro Wang Xinyu, who prevailed after her clash with Britain's Francesca Jones ended in retirement. The 7th-seeded Wang, who will soon be in Manila for the Philippine Women's Open WTA 125 Netfest, was leading 6-4, 4-3 when Jones called it a day due to a leg injury. "I think every match presents its own unique set of challenges, but I definitely do see improvement from last season," said Eala. Linette's vast experience saw her reaching 8 finals on the WTA Tour, to win 3 titles, to go with the semifinals of the 2023 Australian Open as well. Eala's side-to-side baseline attacks put the world number 53 Linette out of position for most of the first set. With the count tied at 2-all, Eala picked up momentum after holding serve in the 5th game, breaking serve in the 6th when Linette committed a net error, while rushing forward to attack, 4-2. Her service winner in the 7th game allowed her to come close to getting the first set at 5-2. After Eala took the first set off Linette's out-of-bounds return in the final game, momentum swung in the Filipina sensation's favor. Eala raced to a 4-0 lead, before Linette managed to get 2 game points. In 2 previous clashes, Linette had won both matches in straight sets, first in 2024 at the Abu Dhabi Open, with a 7-6, 6-1 win in the round of 32, and then in the 2025 Nottingham Open, with a 6-4, 6-3 victory in the first round. Eala's doubles teammate Iva Jovic also reached the semis, after enduring a close match with Belgian Sofia Kosteles, for a 6-2, 7-6, 8-6 win. Later in the day though, a visibly tired Eala and Jovic fell in the women's doubles to the Chinese pair of Su Yifan and Yang Zhaoxian, 7-5, 6-3. Su and Yang took 86 minutes to get past Eala and Jovic, and make it to the finals against Han Yu-go and French netter Kristina Mladenovic. Han and Mladenovic reached the finals after they won by default over American Kathy McNally and Indonesian Janice Tien. Eala finally wins over Linette to clinch semis. The stadium buzzed with an electricity that could almost be felt in the air. Fans waved banners and flags, chanting in unison for their favorite players. The sun hung high, relentless, but for Alexandra Eala, the only thing she noticed was the figure across the net, Magda Linette. A player she had battled before, one whose precision and calm composure had often proven an insurmountable wall. But today was different. Today, Eala felt a fire that had been smoldering for years, a mixture of determination, resilience, and belief in herself. From the first serve, the intensity was palpable. Linette's trademark cross-court shots tested Eala's reflexes, but Eala was ready. She moved with a grace that belied the tension in her muscles, each step and pivot precise, her eyes tracking the ball with an unwavering focus. The first set was a seesaw. Linette surged ahead, 3-0, her strokes sharp and unrelenting. Eala's first few returns barely grazed the court lines, eliciting groans from the crowd. But with each point, Eala's rhythm returned. She began to anticipate Linette's patterns, predicting when the pole would slice a backhand or charge the net. By the time the scoreboard read 5-5, the crowd erupted in cheers for every breathtaking rally, sensing the momentum shifting. It was in the 11th game that Eala made her mark. Linette, serving for the set, unleashed a blistering ace down the tee. The line judge called it in, and Linette smiled, confident she had the upper hand. Eala, however, only smiled back, her eyes narrowing with quiet determination. The next point, She returned Linette's serve with a fierce forehand down the line, barely skimming the line. Linette lunged, but the ball kissed the court before her racket could reach it. The crowd roared. It wasn't just a point, it was a statement. Eala held serve, then broke Linette in a nerve-wracking 12th game, taking the first set 7-5. The second set was a masterclass in mental fortitude. Linette, frustrated, began to force shots, while Eala stayed calm, relying on her agility and court awareness. Each rally grew longer, each point a mini-battle. At 4-4, both players were drenched in sweat, breathing heavily, muscles screaming in protest. Then came the turning point, a rally that would define the match. Linette unleashed a series of punishing shots, pushing Eala to the baseline. Time and again, Eala stretched, lunged, and countered, refusing to concede. The point stretched for over 20 shots. On the final return, Eala executed a perfectly timed drop shot, barely clearing the net. Linette sprinted, slid, and barely touched it, but it was too late. The ball bounced twice. Eala dropped to her knees, pumping her fists. She had done it. Not just for the point, but for the years of work, the sacrifices, and the doubts she had battled along the way. With her confidence surging, Eala broke Linette's serve in the next game and held her own. The final point came on a thunderous rally, each strike echoing like a drumbeat. Linette launched a cross-court shot that would have been a winner in any other match. But Eala, with reflexes honed through countless hours of practice, met it with a backhand that clipped the baseline and skidded past Linette. The umpire called the match. Eala wins 7-5, 6-4. The stadium erupted. Fans leapt to their feet, chanting her name. Cameras flashed, broadcasting the moment worldwide. Eala raised her racket high, a symbol of triumph and persistence. She had not only won the match but had conquered the mental barrier Linette had represented in her career. After the handshake at the net, Linette smiled warmly, acknowledging Eala's achievement. "You played brilliantly," she said. "Today you deserved it." Eala's victory was more than a win on the scoreboard. It was a culmination of years of dedication, of learning from defeat, and of refusing to give up. It was a reminder that in sport,